So I thought I would do a video just talking about 4C hair. Um, I think where the hair is 10 times as tight in certain sections. So like for me, I had 4C here. I have 4C here. And then as it gets like back here, it gets extremely tight. So I think this is 4D. But right here is a little bit of 4B. That's why it has a looser, okay? It's more fluffier here. So there's a little bit of 4B here on my sides, okay? There is 4B here and 4C here. And there's actually a little bit of 4B here. Now, how you tell is the part of your hair that seems to stay hydrated longer. Okay, 4C has trouble staying wet. So if parts of your hair dries real fast, 9 times out of ten, that's 4C high porosity hair. If the hair dries a little slower, it's probably 4B and it's medium porosity. If the hair stays wet long, then you're probably 4A on back. Okay? So, 4A to the top of the chart. The secret in finding out how to take care of your hair is noticing how fast it dries. Notice how it stays hydrated. Most 4C girl hairs and 4B, they need rehydration within a few days. Unless they are twisting the hair with a lot of cream and grease, okay? But if you don't like really greasy hair, then you're probably going to have to do some rehydration in a couple of days. Resealing. Just a little bit of hair there in the areas of your hair that seems to be more 4C high porosity. Okay, before I get started, I just wanted to cover how to tell. A lot of people don't know that most 4C people are high porosity. Okay? You've been lied to. Most 4C people are told they're low porosity. No, most 4C people are high porosity. Okay? The reason why they think they're low porosity is because when they do the hair test, they still got some product in their hair. But how to be sure is how fast your hair dries after a clarifying shampoo treatment. So you actually have to go to a stylist, a licensed professional, to completely clarify your hair. And then you can tell if your hair's drying fast after that, then you're high porosity. So just notice like how fast your hair's drying after you get a clarification. Okay, after you get a high amp shampoo like Mazzani. Mazzani's hairline is really good for 4C high porosity. It has a hydration process in the shampoo. So you get a double hydration. You get hydration from the shampoo, plus you're getting hydration from the conditioner that it has. That's why Mazzani is actually pretty expensive. It's like $20 a bottle for the shampoo, something ridiculous. What I found out about 4C hair is that it is very sensitive to stress. So you're better off letting a professional shampoo and condition your hair. What you're seeing with my hair is actually a couple days old. Okay, it's at least almost 2 days old. Okay, and this is not even with a hydration shampoo. I didn't even use a high amp shampoo. Now, the important thing to know that hair length does not determine whether your 4C hair is thriving, because 4C hair has resting periods. It'll grow real fast suddenly, and then it'll go into a resting period where it seems like it's not growing. But what it's doing is shedding. And then when you have someone detox your scalp, you'll see all the shedding come out. So our growth cycles are different than 4A, 3A girl hair. Okay? My daughter is like 3A, 4A, and she'll go long periods of time where her hair is growing real fast, and then all of a sudden her shedding will go real fast. Like she'll have a whole lot of shedding. But for me, it'll be kind of even, like shedding a little bit and growing, shedding a little bit and growing. It seems like for 4C here, when it's shedding, that is the time that you're actually supposed to be more gentle with it. I don't know where these people come from, like big balls of hair are supposed to come out every week. That's not true. If 100 strands are coming out, it's literally like a little ball of hair. It's not a big jumbo ball. If it's a big jumbo ball, you're actually getting breakage on top of the shredding. So if you take the hair out here, out of your comb that week and count the strands, you'll see that you actually have some breakage along with the 100 strands a day. Okay, that's just an estimate. Everybody's here don't shed 100 strands a day. This is why you can't listen to that. If somebody's here is really thriving, they're not going to shred 100 strands a day. Okay, if they're not even in deep in a shedding phase, they're not going to shed that much hair a day. So you can't go by that either. I've gone days where I've got a high amp shampoo and conditioner, and then when I comb my hair, barely any hair was in the comb. Even the stylist, like barely any hair. So you can't go by just what people tell you. Now, the thing about 4C here and some 4B here, when it's high porosity, is the order in which you put the ingredients in. Okay? Satin and silk bonnets do not keep your hair moisturized. It takes some of the moisture out. So unless you have loaded your hair up with cream and a sealer, expect your hair to be a little bit dry the next day. This is where you can invest in a moisturizing leave-in conditioner. It must be a moisturizing leave-in conditioner. That's up to you. Frankly, I enjoy sealing my hair. Not everybody enjoys doing that. So I look forward to every 48 hours resealing. That don't mean like restyling. That means just resealing my ends. I look forward to that. Now I find that 4C hair doesn't always need shampoo. We often think when it gets itchy, it needs shampoo, it needs washed. Sometimes it just needs a rinse, like a peppermint rinse. You can literally just get peppermint oil, put it on your scalp, massage it, and then just rinse your hair without stripping the sebum, the week worth of sebum out of your hair. You want to try to avoid stripping that sebum out and the sealing that you have. You want to try to stretch it. When I ask a salon, when should I come back for my hair, they always say 2 weeks. It doesn't matter what salon I go to. So it's like shampoo and conditioner, deep conditioning every 2 weeks. That means in the in-between, you're rinsing. Now, my daughter here is thriving as well, and she only rinses until 2 weeks. Okay? This is you stretching the time of that sebum that you have, getting the most out of it. Now, one thing about 4C here, when I don't get my hair cut, because I did get all this cut even. I got tired of the unevenness. So I got all this cut even here. One thing I found out about what makes 4C hair grow fast is cucumbers. I will explain why this is a superfood. This is a powerful food for 4C hair. The reason is because it is a common food in Asia. And it's in Asia where the border of the tribe, indigenous people who had 4C here, where they were trading at, where they was shopping from other tribes. So the part of Asia that's on the border of the East Coast, where the indigenous tribe of 4C here, cucumbers were growing there. Okay? Cucumbers are important for vitamin B. We know there is a mental health problem going on in the Black community And it can be a result of low vitamin B. My doctor said that he often gets black people who come in with vitamin B deficiency. And to be honest, when I worked in a retirement home, there wasn't too many black people who didn't have dementia. Okay? So cucumbers is important for vitamin B because low vitamin B will make your hair fall out faster. So cucumbers help to hydrate your hair, but it also helps to stop the extra shedding that you're getting. Okay? So cucumbers is important for 4C hair because the indigenous people that have 4C hair, some of them lived right near the water. They were fishermen. So they were eating things that was abundant in water, like cucumbers. They were very hydrated. So some of them even lived in the rainforest along the border of the Asian, Morocco, Mexico, and North America. So they were drinking in things that was high in vitamin B and high in hydration. Okay, so cucumbers. Whenever I want my hair to grow real fast, when I'm trying to speed up the growth a little bit in the winter season because there ain't much sun and stuff, I will normally just drink cucumber water all through winter. The last time I grew my hair before I got it cut again, I got it trimmed again, and the reason why I got it trimmed is because I had a hormone crash. My hormones crashed because of my age. And when your estrogen crash, your hair will fall out. I don't care what anybody say. When your estrogen crash, your hair starts to break out faster. So the trick is to have a high estrogen, high hydration diet. Okay, 4C hair is sensitive, can break real easy. So we definitely need a high estrogen diet. So cucumbers is really good for keeping the hair hydrated. You can actually put like cucumber slices on your eyeballs to hydrate your face and eyes as well. Okay, you can actually do a bi-weekly rinse of just cucumber water. But I say put it in everything you drink as much as you can. All right. So that, and I know magnesium, like turnip greens, tends to grow 4C hair faster. Because when I grew my hair before I got it cut, when I grew it like Mufasa, I posted the pictures on this channel where my hair was like Mufasa's. Because it starts to, when the 4C hair starts to get too long and it's blown out, it literally will hang like Mufasa's, and it'll look just like Mufasa's hair. And when I was doing that, when I grew my hair that long, I was literally drinking peppermint tea 2-3 times a day, and I was eating cucumbers and cucumber water through my day. Like this was going on for weeks, y'all. Okay, so I'm going back on the cucumber diet after I got this even. I had to get all this even from the hormones breaking it, and now I notice no more hair fall. Okay. Now, I like to leave my hair shrunk. I don't use elongated cream all the time because 4C hair thrives from shrinkage. If you keep it shrunk, if you let it naturally shrink, it retains moisture. So when you're trying to be a 4C hair girl that wants to elongate your hair, all you're doing is depriving it of the extra moisture that it needs. So when I use elongated cream, it's normally for very special occasions. It will be like I'm going on a date, a very fancy date, and I want to show off some of the length of my hair, or I'm going to a wedding. That's the only time I will actually use elongated. See, this ain't even been used. See, see, it's not used. I had this for at least 2 weeks. Special occasions. Other than that, I really don't mess with it because I noticed like after using when I use the elongated, I still got to do like it almost like I got to put grease in it too because it's not shrunk, so the hydration is struggling. So I figured, why even do that when I could just leave my hair shrunk most of the time to maintain hydration and moisture. Now, I went and got me products that are alcohol free. The gel has to be alcohol free since the gel is something that is sealing in the moisture. So that makes no sense to put alcohol based gel on top of your cream. That's working against the sealing. So you have to get something that says alcohol free. This is a good one right here. I know some of y'all say these products ain't working on my damn hair. 9 times out of 10, one of your products have too much cetyl alcohol in it. That's the problem. If your last ingredient has alcohol in it, you ain't gonna really keep no moisture. You'd be lucky if you keep moisture for half a day in your hair. You definitely gonna have to use grease in order to seal in moisture with an alcohol based gel. You would have to use grease. Now, if you don't want to use grease, then you get you an alcohol free gel. Gel is for sealing. That's what it's for, and it's for making the styling process a little bit more gentle for 4C hair. So it makes it so that your hair is not so brittle. So when you finger coil it, it'll work. It'll work. Or when you want to put your fingers right through, it's easy to detangle. You can actually use a leave-in conditioner and an alcohol-free gel as a pre-detangler for your hair. You can use a leave-in conditioner, put a little bit of alcohol-free gel, and literally detangle your hair. Use it to detangle your hair before your shampoo. You can do that as well. There was a stylist who did that, and I swear my hair was so juicy soft after she shampooed it. But what she said was she used a gel that was alcohol free, but it had a fat in it like avocado, and she used that along with the leave-in conditioner and detangled my hair and combed it to the ends, and then she shampooed. Now I know that's crazy because we all been taught, no, that come after shampoo. It can come before and after. I know that's crazy, okay? But it can. All right. And I'm gonna give a demonstration on here because I'm resealing. I'm doing a little bit sealing. I always have to reseal this part because this is the part I'm roughing all around with my scarf and everything. So I often reseal this part, just a little bit of this part. But when you're using mayonnaise on 4C Hill, 4C here, this is just the fat. This ain't protein. Okay, some people forget when they buy this one that this is not a protein treatment. So you have to put an actual egg in with this. So you would put this in a bowl, crack an egg. You can even just use the yolk of the egg. You don't need the white because it's mayonnaise. So you just take the yolk of the egg, crack it in the mayonnaise. This is an old school. This is what we used in the 90s, and our hair was thriving. We used this, but my mother would always put an egg yolk in it. And that would be our like weekly or bi-weekly protein treatment. It's equivalent to using rice water every week, like the Asian people. Now you can go ahead and use some stinky rice water, funky smelling rice water. I'm not hating on the Asian people, but you can go ahead and use that funky rice water, that only lasts a day before it starts stinking in your hair. Or you can actually go get you a deep conditioner mayonnaise and put you an egg yolk in it. And it smells lovely. Now, of course, if you want your hair to even be softer in the conditioner, you can add argan oil. Argan oil is a hair softener. Okay, that's what it is for. People see it as just a shiner. It doesn't do much shine for 4C hair. It's just a little shine. So it's really for softening your hair. It helps to seal in moisture. So you can actually put a little bit of argan oil in your protein treatment. Okay, your conditioner mayonnaise with your yolk. And then you sit up with the plastic bag or whatever. And you can even just use a dryer and warm up the plastic bag on your head, for like a couple minutes, and then cool rinse this out. Okay, cool rinse it out. So that's a tip for making homemade, a very affordable conditioner. Just buy the mayonnaise and put your egg in there. There it is. Deep conditioner. Or use mayonnaise out your cupboard. Okay. So there are super fats for 4C here. But the two most is the avocado and the castor oil. Okay. Now some people buy Blue Magic grease, but what they don't know, they'll buy this one and think this is really going to seal. This is not really a sealer. This one is not. This one is like to grow your hair. So you would actually use this, you would treat this as if it's a hot oil treatment. A lot of people say, well, my hair gets so itchy from Blue Magic because they're using the one that's not supposed to sit in your hair for long. Okay, you got about a couple days for this in your hair. Then you probably should wash it out. Now this here, the castor oil, it can be left in a little longer, long as you use just a little bit. But this is primarily for sealing your ends. See? This is for sealing. You want to put this in your hair at least a half a fingertip away from your scalp. Otherwise, it's going to run to your scalp within a couple days, and then you're going to say, I have itchy scalp. My pores are clogged. You're going to say something like that. You're going to feel like your scalp is too greasy. So what I recommend is not to dip your finger in the actual jar. You need to take a teaspoon at the most, a teaspoon out, and put it on a tray, and that's what you use. That's what you use, okay? Now this is if your hair is real long, okay, about a full teaspoon. But if it's not real long, then you probably fine with a half a teaspoon without your hair feeling very greasy. Now remember, the grease is a sealer. It is not a moisturizer. In order to seal and moisture, you have had to put a cream in before the grease. 4C here loves the LOC method because most 4C is high porosity. So now I want to talk about Cantu in a minute. Everybody is for Cantu, but let me tell you something about Cantu. Cantu, I don't even got to look at the ingredients. I already know that it has alcohol in it. There it is. See, alcohol. You want to get a cream that you're better off using a cream that's homemade. You're better off looking up a small business owner and have them actually make a hair butter cream for you and tell them no alcohol. This way you definitely don't have the alcohol. You do not need a cream defining cream to maximize the texture of your 4C hair. The gel will do that. The alcohol-free gel will do that. So what you want to do is get you a cream that literally has no alcohol. Both of them should really have no alcohol in it. It is very hard to find a cream that's alcohol-free. They be sneaking it in because they want their product to be on a shelf long and not go bad. They're so thirsty for money nowadays that they want to put their product on a shelf for a whole year rather than throwing it away and just making a new batch. People are too thirsty to sell old stuff. Okay? So, now here's another thing. Sulfur 8. Sulfur is a very important mineral for growing hair. For some reason, as you age, you tend to have low sulfur and like troubles with absorbing sulfur. You don't absorb it a lot. This is why when women get older, they say my hair grows slower. So you can get you a sulfur vitamin, or you could take an MSM. I take the MSM vitamin. I started taking it 5 days ago, and I noticed an immediate improvement with like my hair being manageable, going softer, faster when I put the product in. It's like I don't have to use a lot of product now. So my hair is not resistant to becoming soft. The sulfur is adding strength to my hair. And I noticed very little hair fall. In like the past 5 days, the hair fall been like this much compared to it being like this much. So my hair fall has decreased. Now I'm gonna show y'all the MSM vitamin that I take. I take it in the morning. This is why I don't have any side effects. There's some people that are saying they're getting side effects from it because they're trying to put a higher amount of sulfur in their body when they're going to sleep. Okay, so you take it during the day because it does give you an energy boost. So it has a way. It seems like it's boosting your hormones or something. So you get an energy boost after you take the vitamin. Now, let's get into when we get into the sulfur-8 products. Sulfur-8 conditioner is supposed to be like you're treating an itchy scalp. So it actually should be washed out in a couple days. Okay, within 48 hours, you need to do a clarification. Here's why. It's lifting them toxins and bacteria up off your scalp. And then it starts to dry them out. And then they become flakes that you can comb out. But if you don't wash them out, then they lay all in your hair and you start thinking you got bugs in your hair. Okay? So the sulfur is literally it's like look at it like it's like an antiseptic. Like it's like nature's alcohol. Okay? So at some point your scalp may feel like really dry, but that's because it did its job with getting the bacteria to lift up off the scalp, and then all you got to do is wash it out. Now, okay, if you don't massage your scalp before you moisturize it and reseal it, you're not getting hair growth stimulation. So if you don't do this, you have to literally do that. Okay? You have to. It doesn't matter if it's itchy. And actually, let me tell y'all something. Itching is actually a good sign. Okay? I know you think, no, that's a bad sign. Itching is actually, it could be like the bacteria community is in a panic because you put something in your hair that is aggravating it. Okay? That could be it too. The toxins in your hair is, panicking. So when you once you feel like it's getting really, really, really itchy, then just do like a peppermint rinse. You can actually get some peppermint oil, massage it in your scalp like this, and then just rinse your hair. Don't really shampoo it, just like rinse it out. You could warm rinse it out, but then you'll strip the hydration, so you should consider cool rinsing it out. Peppermint can be left in your hair. There's not too many oils that can be left in your hair or they go rancid. But peppermint is one of those oils can actually be in your hair a long time. Okay? Be on your scalp. So you can actually like put peppermint oil on your scalp after you scratch it, after you scratch your scalp, after you scratch. Okay? You can put it on your scalp before you go to sleep. And then in the morning, just rinse it out. Okay? So even if you just did your hair, let's say you just sealed your hair with your fingers. You should actually every couple days be scratching your scalp. I know that's crazy, but if you ever look at the gorillas and the monkeys and stuff, you ever notice that they're like checking their scalp? They're like checking. Okay, now if you don't got nobody to check for you, then of course you have to do it yourself. Okay, but why even bother to check to see if there's some dandruff that needs lifted? Just go ahead and do that. Okay, do it like that. Now, okay, I don't use a leave-in conditioner anymore. I may start using the botanical Paul Mitchell's leave-in conditioner. I may. The reason why I don't use the leave-in conditioner is it really doesn't do much for my texture. It's almost like it's just like hydrating the hair a little bit. just a little bit. So it's like it's not doing much for my texture. So why am I going to pay $20 for some leave-in conditioner? If I do get a leave-in conditioner, it's definitely going to be a moisturizing leave-in conditioner, not so much of the botanical. If I want to use the botanical leave-in conditioner, it's because I'm going to the beach or I'm going swimming. Okay, that's when I would use that. Otherwise, it's really unnecessary. Okay. All right. So what I find works for scalp care is like at the end of the first week of you sealing your hair and shampooing your hair, you could put the peppermint and rosemary on your scalp. This is at the end of the first week because the second week you're going to shampoo. Now, I don't believe in shampooing your own hair anymore. I'm totally against it. I'm going to explain why. Your hair wants to feel pampered and spoiled and loved. Now, I'm going to talk straight to black folks. You don't see a lot of white women shampooing their own hair. They will drive all the way to their salons and get their shampoos and conditioner. Even if they don't get their colors. The old white ladies, they will get a ride, get the bus all the way to the salon and shampoo, conditioner hair. You will never be able to shampoo and condition your hair like the professionals. Okay? They know when your hair is getting hydrated as they're conditioning. They're trained to tell what one is best for your hair. If your shampoo and conditioning process sucks, everything else is downhill after that. You might as well just give up using any products. So the hydration and the moisturizing all starts at the shampoo conditioner. So why even gamble with doing it yourself? Pay your little $10 at the local haircut salon. You don't got to get the cut. At most of the salons, haircut salons in America, you can literally get your hair washed for $15. You can literally get your hair washed on a discount dates for $10. You can go to the beauty school and get your hair washed for $8. Get a salon treatment, shampoo, conditioner. Your hair will go in a shock when you're hurting your neck and bending and trying to shampoo. That's not good for energy flow to your hair. You want to be at peace when you're shampooing and conditioning your hair. Okay? So you can tell your stylist, shampoo, conditioner, detangle my hair, and that's it. And then you can go home and do your own sealing. But you need to feel special, especially if you have 4C hair. You know how people expect all of us to look like we've been rolling around on a dead carpet. And we know that. So the shampoo and conditioner is a total game changer for 4C hair. It's kind of like one of the most critical steps, especially if you use a high amp shampoo. You're going to find that when you use a high amp shampoo like the Mazzani line, you're going to see that your hair, your 4C hair is 10 times more beautiful than you thought it was. You're going to see totally different hair. If it was double shampooed, okay? 4C hair needs a double shampoo. Tell your stylist, double shampoo my hair before you condition it. Okay? All right. So when I do a little bit of resealing, now it looks like I have grease in my hair, but I don't. I don't have no grease in my hair. When I do a little bit of resealing, I always wet the hair. I always wet it. Okay? Now I am checking to see if there's much product still in the hair, or I could add a little bit more. Now I do feel some of the moisturizer is still in there, but the I feel like the gel, I could add a little bit more gel in the hair, trying to make sure that it's wet. Now the moisturizer that I use, the cream, is the Cantu. That's what I used. Okay. Now, I feel like my hair, I can't lock moisture in my hair without a certain comb that I have. Y'all, I don't know what happened to the comb. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Ugh. Here, I don't need that. I was sitting on that. I put that there for my cats. Okay. So this helps to seal in the moisture. See that? See that cone? In the 90s, we had brushes that was like about that thick, but they were shaped like this. See? The rows was spaced like this. So now, of course, I could pre-detangle. I could pre-detangle with my detangler comb, and then of course, if I want to, I do have this. Still ain't wet enough. My hair is soaking up the water so fast, y'all. Okay. Now, okay, I gotta add some gel. See how it starts to lock in. See how it changed? Do y'all see how that changed for people who don't got 4C? Okay. Now, because my hair is not dripping wet, when I do this process, it's going to be more elongated. Okay? It's not like soaking wet like a fresh shampoo. So I'm not really notice I'm not really going all the way to the root of my hair. Okay. See? Not going to the root. Okay. So sometimes I just do a little bit of the front. Since this is where the part that I'm rough on when I'm sleeping, even with my mat. Now, because I already have a moisturizing cream in it, I don't want to like cream it up again, double cream it. Um, the gel is what actually starts to go away fast because it sealed the moisture in. So 9 times out of 10, if you still feel you have moisture in your hair, you really only need to reseal with the gel. Okay, most people don't pay attention to how their fingers feel to know whether there's moisture still in the hair. So just a little bit. Remember, the gel is a sealer. It's not a moisturizer. Okay. People be confused. So here we go. Now, if you're like me, you don't always like to use a comb. You don't always like to use a comb. Yeah. Okay. So it's starting to be longer because I didn't freshly wash it. It's not dripping wet. So how wet your hair is going to determine how fast it shrinks up. Like the water really makes it shrink. If it's bone dry and you only missed it a little bit, it's not going to be like super shrinky. Okay. Notice I'm just tapping. I'm just literally just tapping at the rim of my gel. I'm not going like that. I'm just going like that. People be going like that. That's too much. Okay. Now, of course, I don't have to finger coil. I could just let it lay there wavy. Or I could have pre-rinsed my hair, rinsed some of it out, and then went ahead and did it like that. Okay? Then went ahead and did that. So because the front of your hair is what people often see, the sides too. People be looking at people from the side when your head turn. This is why your sides, you probably need to reseal that at least every 2 days, no matter if you're sleeping in a silk scarf. Like only way to prevent your sides from drying faster, from losing moisture so fast, is you would have to sleep in a satin bonnet, but then your hair would be untamed. See, your curls would be it wouldn't be how you laid them, even though the moisture would still be more. There would be moisture still in your hair. It just would look very untamed and wild. Now you can do what they did in the 50s. They would sleep with hair nets on. You could sleep with a hairnet on and on a satin pillow. The hairnet keeps the hair in place, but it doesn't press the hair so tight. So you see how it just like kind of like, but this is still the. I'm making sure that it's just as wet. Okay, okay, yeah. There we go. All right. I try to use. I don't try. I try not to overdo it with the product when I'm just doing a little bit of resealing my sides. So I plan to look online for a hairnet. I'm gonna find me a hairnet, y'all. Somewhere online. Somewhere online. I'm gonna find me a hairnet. Now this part of my hair, this is the part that's like in the sun a lot. So this dries, so the moisture is so. This part right here, it's hard to keep hydrated. So I normally always reseal. Let me see here. So I got all this trim. Believe it or not, I just about 2 months ago I got it cut. A few months ago I got it cut about that much. So this is how much it grew in a couple months. It was actually cut down to here. So it's actually doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good. I had to get all that dead hair cut off from my hormones crashing. Now, the thing about when you're resealing, this part tends to be the driest. Okay, your ends will be like thriving, but your roots will be like dry. So you can always add. Notice I really didn't put no more cream in because I still felt like there was some in. Although I probably should have added some at the root, y'all, because that was too dry. That means it's not going to seal. So I do need to add the cream near. And then let me just put a little bit of gel on top. There. There we go. Where it's like real dry at, you're gonna have to put cream on first before you use the gel. Otherwise you're not gonna get no moisture. Now of course I can redo this. I can use this comb. Ooh, y'all. All right. And then I could just decide how I want it to lay. Okay. Now it's not dripping wet. Some people like their hair dripping wet. I'm not really into the dripping wet curls on a reseal day. And I don't do perfect parts because I don't want to train no part in my hair. That's what happened here. I had a stylist that would always part right there. And now I have a permanent trained part there. Okay. All right. See, it looked like it wasn't going to finger coil, but it is. Okay, because I could feel how pasty it feel. Okay. Now, what I found out about 4C here is that it's okay to have it pasty because within a couple days you're gonna wish you had the paste. So I'm looking to see where the hair is dry at. So I don't really gotta redo this. All I gotta do is just probably just comb my fingers through it. This right here, because it might actually have enough in it for me to just, yeah, for me to re just recoil it. Woo! Yeah, it did. It had enough product in it. Maybe not at the end. See, I pay attention to where my hair feels like it's losing moisture. Okay. I know some of y'all like, I love to watch people do their hair. Okay. There we go. So it doesn't look so dry now. It doesn't look so dry right there. So let's get this part re-moisturized. This is the part that this is all that I be like laying on a lot. But I'm gonna get me a hairnet, y'all, because I don't got time. I don't got time for my hair being out of order. You hear me? Like out of order, like court. I'm gonna get me. I'm gonna get me some. I might not have to re moisturize this. I don't know. Let me see here. Just a little bit on the end there, there, there. Remember, no cream, no moisturizer. So you have to make sure that you put the cream in on the driest parts. So let's say you're trying to do a little quick reseal. You have to on the driest parts of your hair where it feels like crispy dry almost, like it was sucking up the moisture. You have to put cream near again before you put the gel. Okay. Now, if I had got a fresh high M shampoo, y'all, let me tell y'all something. these these 4C crimp thingies will be even more popping because the high M shampoo brings out your texture more because it hydrates it. Okay, so I think I could get away with the rest of it. Okay. Maybe I won't even add much to this side. I could probably just I'm assessing to feel how dry it was. See, I be out in that sun a lot, y'all. Can't y'all tell? I stay out in the sun. So when you stay out in the sun, yeah, it's a little dry. That's because this has some alcohol in it. When I'm done with that, I ain't using I ain't using can two no more. I'm canceling can two. When they first came out, they didn't put no alcohol in their product, and now they want to sit up there and put alcohol in their product because they're trying to preserve the shelf life and all that of their product. See, I might not have to see how I might not have to I might not have to re-moisturize this much. I probably could just go like that. Yeah. Yeah. I love my hair to look wild. I love wild looking hair. You know, like jungle looking hair. Okay. I'm just picking it at random. Okay. Let me feel. Okay, the back feel okay. That back feels kind of moisturized, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But this sides here, no, these feel like you could tell I was laying on them. And I've had some people say, you're not 4C. I'm like, yes, I am. Everybody think that every time they see 4C girls with popping texture, crinkly hair, that they're not 4C. Yes, they are. 4C can look really good crinkly when the moisture is sealed in, when they're using alcohol-free products on their hair. It's just that a lot of girls with 4C, they will often, they like to do them blowouts. Okay, I'm not 4. See that dead here? That's dead here right on the edge of that. Notice I didn't like rip it out. It'll fall out on its own. I just separated it. See how I just put a little bit on my finger because it makes no sense to. I don't even have to use the crimply thingy. I don't even have to use the brush. I could just put it through my fingers. So I'm just doing it at random. This is how my stylist do my hair. And when she was doing my hair like this, my hair started growing super fast, y'all. She told me just to lightly finger cool it. Like don't try to she told me not to do the two-strand twist. I know y'all like that two-strand twist, but that two-strand twist puts tension on the hair. I don't like tension on my 4C hair. I'm not getting braids no more. I'm not getting none of that. When my hair was longer, even when it was strong, I was not getting no braids. Okay. So if I had a leave-in conditioner, I would probably not have to do so much shilling on some parts of my hair. Okay, I would probably not have to worry about frizz. I wouldn't have to worry about that if it's a frizz-free leave-in conditioner. So this has plenty of moisture. This has a lot of moisture. It just needs a little bit more love and love. So I don't really gotta. I don't gotta. I don't have to what you call apply any more moisture. I mean, I don't have to apply much. Now I'm trying to look in the mirror as I'm doing this, y'all. It's not easy. So this is what I love to do when I'm bored. When you're bored, do you. Like I'm serious. There's always something you could do for yourself. Like think of something to do for yourself when you're bored. I find that now normally I will put on my favorite R&B music and then I'll just, retain or re-moisturize some of my hair. That's it. Okay, that looks good there. Okay. So maybe a little bit here. I might have to put a little bit of cream there because I feel like that's like resistant. But that's because that's where some of the gray is starting to come in. Yeah. Okay. Let me put a little bit here. I can feel the cream, but I feel like it's not sealed. Like it's kind of feels like it's just laying on top of the hair right there. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, it was. Okay. All right. Now, because I was sleeping on this part, it's flat, so I'm like kind of pulling it upward. So there's some weight, there's some height, bending it this way. Okay. All right. So I did a little bit resealing. All right. Now, of course, I got the little butterfly clip. I could put my little butterfly clip right there that I got. But, hair accessories. I think that if you can think of one style to keep your hair in for a long time and then just get hair accessories, it starts to be like you're doing low manipulation of your hair. I think 4C hair people needs low manipulation. I think we need to treat our hair the way we would expect our cotton blankets to be treated. Like it's no different than how you would treat cotton. Like I don't know why we're braiding and twisting our hair like all of those braids and stuff. That's like no, I really think that's for like dry 4C hair. I mean, if you want to, braids can really break out your hair, like, because your hair is like almost bone dry when you get in braids. That's like wild. Pulling and tugging your hair while it's like bone dry, and then you're using that thick paste to dry your hair out even more. No, y'all. Okay. Now, as I said, you can always put argan oil as a finisher. You could put it where in the front where everybody like is going to see your hair, where the shine is. But if you're using a gel that has like a gloss in it, like a glossy look to it like this, then you really don't need argan oil in your hair. Aloe vera has a way of adding a shine to your hair, so you really don't need argan oil on your hair then. But argan oil is something that helps to seal in moisture as well. So actually, if you wanted to, you can put, if you're like, if I would only use this to seal in moisture if you have a um leaner, okay, a thinner texture here. So if I had 4A here, then I would use a cream and then argan oil. Okay. It would probably work to seal then. But I find if a 4C hair is not thick enough to really seal the cream in. So it's really just for some shine. Unless you can put the argan oil in your actual gel. Like put a couple drops in your gel and then put your gel on top of your cream to seal. So you can do that. You can always take a glob of your hair gel. Now, I was going to stop using hair gel until I was able to find an alcohol free. It's hard to find an alcohol free one. I had to really research YouTube and find other 4C girl to find out what gel they're using that's alcohol free. I went through like 10 gels before I was able to find one that was alcohol free. And this is actually an old school gel. This company used to make a different kind. Okay? They used to make a different kind and it was alcohol free. I forget. I think it was Pro Style. I think that's what it was called. But you can actually put a little bit of Moroccan oil, argan oil in it, mix it up in it in a jar, and then that will add an extra boost in sealing in moisture in your hair. All right, bye everybody. See y'all later.